There is a quiet moment, just before dawn when the world is still and the air is thick with possibility. In that hush, before the noise of the day, you can almost hear your own heart, its hopes, its fears, its longing to matter. You wonder perhaps how you might move through this world not as a shadow, but as a force for good. How you might touch lives, shape destinies, and leave a mark that is both gentle and indelible. You want to influence, not to control. To lead, not to dominate. To be remembered, not for the power you wield, but for the warmth you leave behind. This is not a small ambition. It is, in fact, the oldest and noblest of all human desires. To connect, to be seen, to matter. And yet, in a world that often confuses influence with manipulation, that teaches us to shout when we want to be heard and to push when we want to move others, the path to true influence can seem hidden, almost lost. But it is not lost. It is simply quieter than the noise around us. It is the path of the heart, the mind, and the spirit. The path Dale Carnegie walked, and the path you can walk too. Let us begin not with tactics or tricks, but with a question. Who are you when no one is watching? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Not just at your face, but at your soul. Influence, real influence, begins here in the silent chambers of self-awareness. Before you can move others, you must know yourself. Before you can inspire, you must be inspired. Before you can lead, you must be willing to follow the truth, wherever it leads. Self-awareness is not a destination. It is a journey, a daily practice. It is the courage to ask yourself, what do I want? Why do I want it? Who am I becoming? It is the humility to admit that you do not have all the answers, and the wisdom to seek them anyway. Abraham Lincoln, perhaps the greatest leader America has ever known, was famous for his self-reflection. He wrote letters he never sent, argued with himself in the margins of his mind, and questioned his own motives, with relentless honesty. He knew that the greatest battles are fought not on fields, but within the heart. To influence without manipulating, you must first be honest with yourself about your intentions. Are you seeking to lift others, or to lift yourself? Are you trying to win, or to help others win? The world can sense the difference, even if you cannot. People are drawn to those who are authentic, who are comfortable in their own skin, who do not need to pretend or posture. When you know yourself, you become a beacon, steady, unwavering, impossible to ignore. But self-awareness is only the beginning. To truly influence, you must step outside yourself and into the world of others. You must learn the art, and it is an art, of empathy. Empathy is not sympathy. It is not feeling for someone, but feeling with them. It is the ability to see the world through another's eyes, to walk in their shoes, to understand their hopes and fears as if they were your own. Empathy is the bridge between souls. It is the secret power of listening, not just with your ears, but with your heart. When you listen, really listen, you give others the gift of being seen, of being heard, of being valued. And in that moment, you become unforgettable. People do not remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. Eleanor Roosevelt, who moved nations with her quiet strength, once said, "To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart." She understood that influence is not about impressing others, but about investing in them. Listening is not passive. It is an act of courage. It requires you to set aside your own agenda, your own need to be right, your own desire to be heard. It means being present, fully and completely, in the moment. It means asking questions, not to interrogate, but to understand. It means being willing to be changed by what you hear. When you listen in this way, you create a space where trust can grow, where walls can fall, where hearts can open. But empathy alone is not enough. To influence without manipulating, you must also cultivate confidence, not the brittle confidence that comes from arrogance, but the quiet confidence that comes from humility. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. It is the recognition that you are part of something larger, that your worth is not measured by your achievements, but by your character. Nelson Mandela, who forgave his jailers and united a nation, embodied this kind of confidence. He knew that true strength is gentle, that true power is patient, that true leadership is humble. He did not need to shout to be heard, or to threaten to be obeyed. His presence was enough. His example was enough. He influenced not by force, but by the force of his character. Confidence through humility allows you to admit when you are wrong, to ask for help, to celebrate the success of others. It frees you from the need to compete, to compare, to control. It allows you to lead with an open hand, not a closed. And in that openness, others find the courage to follow. Influence, then, is not about bending others to your will, but about inviting them to walk with you. It is about understanding, not overpowering. It is about connection, not conquest. It is about seeing the best in others and helping them to see it in themselves. But what happens when you are criticized, when you are misunderstood, when conflict arises? It is easy in those moments to become defensive, to lash out, to retreat. But to influence without manipulating, you must learn to handle criticism and conflict with grace. You must remember that every criticism is an opportunity to learn, that every conflict is an opportunity to grow. Dale Carnegie taught that the best way to win an argument is to avoid, not by surrendering your principles, but by seeking common ground, by listening, by empathizing, by finding the truth in what others say. When you respond to criticism with curiosity instead of anger, with humility instead of pride, you disarm your critics and win their respect. You show that you are bigger than your ego, that you are committed to growth, that you are willing to change. And when you do disagree, do so with respect. Attack the problem, not the person. Seek solutions, not victory. Remember that every person you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind, be patient, be generous. In the end, the most powerful way to influence others is to become genuinely interested in them, not as a means to an end, but as an end in itself. People are drawn to those who care, who remember their names, who ask about their families, who celebrate their victories, and mourn their losses. When you make others feel important, you become important to them. They do not seek to be remembered. They seek to remember. They do not seek to impress. They seek to invest. They do not seek to win. They seek to help others win. And in doing so, they win the only victory that matters, the victory of the heart. Leadership, then, is not a title or a position. It is a way of being. It is the willingness to encourage others, to lift them up, to believe in them, even when they do not believe in themselves. It is the courage to lead by example, to walk the talk, to be the change you wish to see. You do not need to be perfect to lead. You do not need to have all the answers. You simply need to care, to listen, to learn, to grow. You need to be willing to show up, day after day, with an open heart and a willing spirit. And so as the sun rises and the world awakens, remember this: you have the power to influence, not by manipulating, but by connecting, not by controlling, but by caring, not by impressing, but by investing. The world does not need more noise. It needs more heart. It needs you. The journey of influence is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It demands patience, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to your core values. It's about building relationships that stand the test of time, not just fleeting moments of connection. Think of it as planting a seed. You nurture it, water it, and protect it, knowing that the fruits of your labor may not be immediately visible. But with consistent care, that seed will eventually blossom into something beautiful and enduring. One of the most powerful tools in your arsenal is the art of giving sincere and honest appreciation. Notice I said sincere. Flattery is like cheap perfume. It might smell good for a moment, but its artificiality is quickly detected. Genuine appreciation, on the other hand, is like a fine wine. It deepens with time and leaves a lasting impression. Dale Carnegie emphasized the importance of making others feel important. This isn't about empty praise. It's about recognizing the unique value that each person brings to the table. It's about acknowledging their efforts, celebrating their achievements, and offering encouragement when they face setbacks. Think about the people who have had the greatest impact on your life. Chances are, they weren't the ones who constantly criticized you or pointed out your flaws. They were the ones who saw your potential, believed in you even when you doubted yourself, and inspired you to become the best version of yourself. Be that person for others. Look for the good in them, and let them know what you see. A simple thank you can go a long way, especially when it's accompanied by a specific reason for your gratitude. Thank you for staying late to help me finish that project. I really appreciate your dedication and teamwork. This is far more impactful than a generic good job. Appreciation isn't just about words, it's about actions. Show your appreciation through your behavior. Be reliable, be supportive, and be willing to go the extra mile for those you care about. Remember, influence is earned, not demanded. But what about those times when you need to offer constructive criticism? How do you do it without damaging the relationship or stifling someone's motivation? The key is to focus on the behavior, not the person. Instead of saying, "You're always late," try saying, "I've noticed you've been late to the last few meetings. Is everything okay?" Is there anything I can do to help? Yes. Start with praise and honest appreciation. Before you deliver any criticism, find something positive to say. This creates a more receptive environment and softens the blow. People are more likely to listen to your feedback if they know you value them and appreciate their contributions. Instead of saying, "Your presentation wasn't very good," try saying, "I thought your introduction was engaging, but I felt like the data could have been presented more clearly." Perhaps using visuals would help. Don't just point out what's wrong. Offer suggestions for improvement. This shows that you're invested in their success and that you're not just trying to tear them down. Be humble and self-effacing. Acknowledge that you're not perfect either and that you're always learning. This makes you more relatable and approachable. Another crucial aspect of influencing without manipulating is the ability to see things from the other person's point of view. This requires a genuine effort to understand their needs, their desires, and their motivations. What are their goals? What are their challenges? When you understand where someone is coming from, you can tailor your communication to resonate with them on a deeper level. You can frame your ideas in a way that addresses their concerns and aligns with their values. This doesn't mean you have to agree with. It simply means you're willing to listen and understand their perspective, even if you ultimately disagree. This demonstrates respect and builds trust, which are essential for any meaningful relationship. One technique for understanding another person's point of view is to ask open-ended questions. Instead of making assumptions, ask them to explain their thinking. Can you tell me more about why you feel that way? What are your priorities in this situation? What are you hoping to achieve? Listen actively to their responses. Pay attention not just to their words, but also to their body language and tone of voice. Try to understand the emotions behind their words. Once you've gained a better understanding of their perspective, acknowledge it. I understand that you're concerned about the budget. I can see why you're hesitant to take on this new project. This shows that you're listening and that you value their opinion. Focus on the facts and avoid making personal attacks. I understand your concerns about the budget, but I believe this project will ultimately save us money in the long run. You can find common ground and work together to achieve mutually beneficial outcomes. Influence is not about getting your way. It's about finding solutions that work for everyone involved. It's about building bridges, not walls. It's about creating a win-win situation where everyone feels valued and respected. And remember, the most powerful form of influence is inspiration. When you inspire others, you ignite their passion, unleash their potential, and empower them to achieve their dream. Inspiration comes from living a life of purpose and integrity. It comes from pursuing your own goals with passion and determination. It comes from being a role model for others, demonstrating the values you believe in. When you live an authentic and meaningful life, you attract others who share your values and your vision. You become a magnet for positive energy and collaboration. You create a ripple effect that inspires others to do great things. So embrace your potential to influence the world in a positive way. Be a force for good. Be a source of inspiration. Be the change you wish to see in the world. The path to influence is paved with vulnerability. It requires the courage to show up as your authentic self, flaws and all. It means being willing to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn from your experiences. It means embracing imperfection, both in yourself and in others. In a world that often celebrates perfectionism, vulnerability can feel like a weakness. But in reality, it's one of your greatest strengths. When you're willing to be vulnerable, you create a space for others to be vulnerable as well. You foster trust, connection, and genuine human interaction. Brené Brown, a renowned researcher on vulnerability, defines it as uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. It's the willingness to show up and be seen, even when you can't control the outcome. It's the courage to say, "I don't know," or "I need help," or "I'm scared." Vulnerability isn't about oversharing or being inappropriately revealing. It's about being honest and authentic in your interactions with others. It's about letting them see the real you, not just the carefully curated image you present to the world. One way to practice vulnerability is to share your own struggles and challenges. Talk about your mistakes, your failures, and your setbacks. Let others know that you're not perfect and that you're still learning. This doesn't mean you should dwell on your problems or seek sympathy. It simply means you're willing to be honest about your experiences and to connect with others on a human level. You create a safe space where people feel comfortable being themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows that you're willing to be open and honest about your limitations. People generally enjoy helping others, and it can strengthen your relationships. Vulnerability also requires the courage to give and receive feedback. Be open to hearing what others have to say about your behavior, your performance, and your impact on others. Don't get defensive or take it personally. Instead, listen actively and try to understand their perspective. When you give feedback, be honest and direct, but also kind and compassionate. Focus on the behavior, not the person. Offer specific examples and suggestions for improvement. This shows that you're committed to growth and that you value their input. Vulnerability also requires the courage to say no. Don't be afraid to set boundaries and to protect your time and energy. It's okay to say no to requests that don't align with your priorities or that would compromise your values. Saying no can be difficult, especially when you want to please others, but it's essential for maintaining your well-being and for ensuring that you're able to focus on what matters. When you say no, be clear and direct, but also respectful and compassionate. Explain your reasons for declining the request and offer an alternative if possible. It's about making conscious choices about how you spend your time and energy. It's about embracing imperfection and connecting with others on a human level. So embrace vulnerability as a strength, not a weakness. Be courageous, be authentic, and be willing to show up as the real you. The world needs your vulnerability. It needs your honesty. It needs your heart. And as you navigate the complexities of human interaction, remember the power of storytelling. Stories have the ability to transcend cultural barriers, to connect us on an emotional level, and to inspire us to action. Share your own stories, both personal and professional. Talk about your successes, your failures, and your lessons learned. Let others see the human side of you. Use stories to illustrate your points, to make your ideas more memorable, and to connect with your audience on a deeper level. In the end, influence is not about power or control. It's about connection, collaboration, and contribution. It's about using your gifts and talents to make a positive impact on the world. Be the change you wish to see in the world. The journey of influence is also a journey of continuous learning. The world is constantly changing, and to remain effective, you must be willing to adapt, to evolve, and to expand your knowledge and skills. Never stop learning. Read books, attend workshops, take online courses, and seek out mentors who can guide you on your path. Be curious, be open-minded, and be willing to challenge your own assumptions. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. This humility is essential for growth and for maintaining a beginner's mind. A beginner's mind is a state of openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions. When studying a subject, even when studying at an advanced level, just as a beginner would, it's about approaching every situation with fresh eyes, without being limited by your past experiences or your existing knowledge. Cultivate a growth mindset. Believe that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. Embrace challenges, persist through setbacks, and see failure as an opportunity to learn. A growth mindset is the belief that intelligence and abilities are not fixed traits, but rather can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, persist through obstacles, and see failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. Seek out diverse perspectives and be willing to listen to those who disagree with you. Never stop seeking knowledge, never stop growing, and never stop evolving. The more you learn, the more you have to offer the world. Mentor those who are just starting out. Volunteer your time to a cause you believe in and contribute to your community. Taking a seat back is not only a way to make a positive impact on the world, but it's also a way to enrich your own life. It gives you a sense of purpose, a sense of connection, and a sense of fulfillment. The more you give, the more you receive. The universe has a way of rewarding those who are generous and compassionate. Give back to your community, give back to your profession, and give back to the world. And as you give back, remember the importance of gratitude. Take time each day to appreciate the good things in your life, both big and small. Express your gratitude to those who have helped you along the way. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that can transform your perspective, improve your relationships, and increase your overall well-being. So cultivate a habit of gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal, express your appreciation to others, and take time each day to reflect on the blessings in your life. And as you express your gratitude, remember the importance of forgiveness. Forgive yourself for your mistakes and forgive others for their transgressions. Forgiveness is not about condoning the actions of others. It's about releasing the negative emotions that are holding you back. Forgive yourself for your imperfections and forgive others for theirs. We are all human and we all make mistakes. And as you forgive, remember the importance of self-care. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Eat healthy foods, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, and practice mindfulness. Take time each day to relax, to recharge, and to do things that you enjoy. Self-care is not selfish. It's essential for maintaining your health, your energy, and your overall well-being. When you take care of yourself, you're better able to take care of others. You have more energy, more patience, and more compassion. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Your well-being is essential for your success and for your ability to influence the world in a positive way. Strive for balance in all areas of your life: work, relationships, health, and personal growth. It's about making conscious choices about how you spend your time and energy. Be true to yourself, be honest with others, and live your life in alignment with your values. When you're authentic, you attract others who resonate with your values and your vision. You build stronger relationships, foster greater trust, and inspire others to be their best selves. It needs your honesty. It needs your heart. The journey of influence is not a solitary one. It's about building a community of like-minded individuals who support each other, challenge each other, and inspire each other to achieve their full potential. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who lift you up. Seek out mentors, coaches, and advisors who can provide guidance and support. Build strong relationships with your colleagues, your friends, and your family. Invest time and energy in nurturing these relationships. Be a good friend, be a supportive colleague, and be a loving family member. Show your appreciation, offer your help, and be there for those who need you. The stronger your relationships, the more influence you'll have. People are more likely to listen to you, to trust you, and to follow you if they know you care about them. So invest in your relationships, build a strong community, and support each other on your journey. And as you build your community, remember the importance of diversity. Seek out people from different backgrounds, with different perspectives, and with different experiences. Diversity enriches your life, expands your horizons, and challenges your assumptions. It allows you to see the world in new ways and to learn from others who are different from you. Embrace diversity, celebrate differences, and learn from each other. The more diverse your community, the stronger and more resilient it will be. Create a welcoming and inclusive environment where everyone feels valued, respected, and appreciated. Inclusion is about creating a sense of belonging for everyone, regardless of their background, their identity, or their beliefs. It's about ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to participate fully and to contribute their unique talents and perspectives. The more inclusive your community, the more innovative and successful it will be. Respect is about valuing the inherent worth and dignity of every human being. It's about treating others as you would want to be treated. And as you show respect, remember the importance of empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of others. Try to understand their perspectives and feel their emotions. Empathy is about connecting with others on a human level, understanding their experiences, and sharing their feelings. It's about being compassionate, kind, and understanding. Kind and understanding. Practice empathy in your daily interactions. Listen to others with an open heart, and try to understand their point of view. The more empathy you show, the stronger your relationships will be. And as you practice empathy, remember the importance of compassion. Be kind, be caring, and be supportive of those who are suffering. Show compassion to those who are struggling. Offer your help, and be a source of comfort and support. The more compassion you show, the more you'll make a positive impact on the world. Use your talents, your skills, and your resources to serve others. Serve your community, serve your profession, and serve the world. The more you serve, the more fulfilled you'll be. Leadership is not about power or control. It's about influence, inspiration, and service. It's about using your gifts to make a positive impact on the world. And as you lead, remember the importance of legacy. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? What impact do you want to have on the world? It's about what you'll be remembered for long after you're gone. Love yourself, love others, and love the world. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. It's the foundation of all that is good, all that is beautiful, and all that is true. Love yourself unconditionally. Love others with compassion, and love the world with gratitude. The more you love, the more you'll influence the world in a positive way. The journey of influence is a lifelong pursuit, a continuous unfolding of potential, a constant refinement of character. It's not about reaching a destination, but about embracing the process, about savoring the journey, about becoming the best version of yourself. There will be times when you stumble, when you fall, when you lose your way. There will be moments of doubt, moments of fear, and moments of despair. But these moments are not failures, they are opportunities for growth. Learn from your mistakes, pick yourself up, and keep moving forward. The path to influence is not always easy, but it's always worth it. Remember that you are not alone. There are countless others who are on the same journey, who are facing the same challenges, and who are striving to make a positive impact on the world. Connect with these individuals, support each other, and learn from each other. The journey of influence is much easier when you have a community of like-minded individuals to share it with. And as you connect with others, remember the importance of authenticity. Be true to yourself, be honest with others, and live your life in alignment with your values. Authenticity is about being genuine, being real, and being true to who you are. It's about living your life from the inside out, rather than trying to conform to the expectations of others. When you're authentic, you attract others who resonate with your values and your vision. You build stronger relationships, foster greater trust, and inspire others to be their best selves. So be authentic, be true to yourself, be the real you. The world needs your authenticity. It needs your honesty. It needs your heart. And as you strive for authenticity, remember the importance of vulnerability. Be willing to show your true self, flaws and all. Vulnerability is about being open, honest, and willing to take risks. It's about letting others see the real you, even when it's scary. When you're vulnerable, you create a space for others to be vulnerable as well. You foster trust, connection, and genuine human interaction. So be vulnerable. Be willing to show your true self. The world needs your vulnerability. It needs your honesty. It needs your heart. Then as you embrace vulnerability, remember the importance of courage. Be brave, be bold, and be willing to take risks. Courage is about facing your fears, overcoming your challenges, and pursuing your dream. It's about being willing to step outside of your comfort zone and to take action, even when you're scared. Be brave, be bold, and be willing to take risks. The world needs your courage. It needs your passion. It needs your heart. And as you cultivate courage, remember the importance of resilience. Be able to bounce back from setbacks, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep moving forward. Resilience is about being able to adapt to change, to overcome adversity, and to thrive in the face of challenges. It's about having the mental and emotional strength to persevere, even when things get tough. When you're resilient, you inspire others to be resilient as well. You create a culture of perseverance, determination, and hope. And as you cultivate resilience, remember the importance of perseverance. Be persistent, be determined, and never give up on your dream. It's about having the grit and determination to see things through to the end. Be persistent, be determined, and never give up on your dreams. The world needs your perseverance. It needs your dedication. It needs your heart. Hope is about having a positive outlook, believing that things will get better, and having faith in the power of good. It's about seeing the light, even in the darkest of times. You create a culture of optimism, positivity, and faith. So be hopeful, believe in yourself, believe in others, and believe in the future. The world needs your hope. It needs your faith. It needs your heart. Love yourself, love others, and love the world. The more you love, the more you'll influence the world in a positive way. And so we arrive at the heart of the matter. Influence at its purest is not a skill to be mastered, but a way of being in the world. It's about aligning your actions with your values, about living a life of purpose and integrity, about leaving the world a little brighter than you found it. It's about recognizing that every interaction is an opportunity to make a positive impact, to uplift another soul, to inspire a moment of hope. It's about understanding that true influence comes not from power or position, but from the depth of your character and the sincerity of your heart. Think of the great influencers throughout history. The leaders, the artists, the thinkers, the healers. What united them was not their charisma or their eloquence, but their unwavering commitment to something larger than themselves. They were driven by a deep sense of purpose, a burning desire to make a difference, a profound love for humanity. They understood that true influence is not about getting people to do what you want, but about empowering them to become who they are meant to be. It's about unlocking their potential, igniting their passion, and inspiring them to create a better world. And you too have the power to be such an influencer. You have the power to touch lives, to shape destinies, to leave a lasting legacy of love and compassion. But it requires a conscious choice, a daily commitment to living a life of purpose and integrity. It requires the courage to be authentic, to be vulnerable, and to be true to yourself. It requires the willingness to listen, to empathize, and to understand others. It requires the humility to admit your mistakes, to learn from your experiences, and to grow as a person. So as you go forth into the world, remember these principles. Remember the power of self-awareness, the importance of empathy, the strength of humility, the value of authenticity, the beauty of vulnerability, the courage of resilience, the necessity of perseverance, and the transformative power of love. Let these principles guide your actions, shape your decisions, and inspire your interactions. Let them be the compass that guides you on your journey of influence. And know that you are not alone. There is a vast network of individuals who are committed to living a life of purpose and integrity, who are striving to make a positive impact on the world, and who are ready to support you on your journey. Connect with these individuals, learn from their experiences, and share your own wisdom. Together, we can create a world where influence is used for good, where compassion reigns supreme, and where love conquers all. Be the leader who inspires, the friend who supports, the family member who loves, and the human being who makes a difference. And as you embark on this journey, remember the words of Dale Carnegie: you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Be genuinely interested in others, listen to their stories, and learn from their experiences. Show them that you care, that you value them, and that you believe in them. And in doing so, you will not only influence their lives, but you will also enrich your own. You will discover the joy of connection, the power of collaboration, and the fulfillment of service. So go forth and be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the influencer who inspires, who empowers, and who loves. The world is waiting for you. And so, as you step forward, remember that the greatest influence you wield is the influence you have on yourself. Cultivate your character, nurture your spirit, and let your actions be a reflection of the good you wish to see in the world. The world is not waiting for a perfect leader, but for authentic hearts willing to connect, to serve, and to love. Go now and let your influence shine.